If it's not making you better, it's making you worse. What's up, y'all? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Christiana, and I am back with another video. Today's video is going to be my first ever Ask Christiana. For this video, it is going to be my advice segment. I asked you guys on Instagram to leave me your scenarios, and I was going to answer them and give you my advice here in this video. So that is what I'm here to do. I washed my hair and blow dried it, so I'm going to be silk pressing my hair while I answer you guys' questions and give you my advice / opinion. So if you want to hear the advice that I have for some of these juicy and kind of messy situations, then just keep watching. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and jump right in. I already blow dried my hair and washed it and everything. I washed my hair with the Dark and Lovely Smoothless Weightless Wash from their Blowout collection. I conditioned with my Joico K-Pack Reconstructive Conditioner. And then I just blow dried with my little Conair blow dryer. I'm gonna go ahead and section off my hair to start with. I apologize if y'all can hear Razor snoring in the background. He snores like he works 12-hour shifts. Okay, got my hair section off. Just gonna go ahead and part my first section and jump into the first question. Okay, so first question is, ooh, y'all messy. Crush on my best friend's ex for 3 years. I liked him at the same time that she liked him. What do I do? Okay, so boom. For starters, I'm gonna just go ahead and say, leave that one alone, baby. Leave it alone. Oh, FYI, I'm going in with the Babyliss Pro Nano Titanium Flat Iron. Yeah, I'm gonna say leave that one alone. Even though you maybe liked him at the same time that she did, and you know, if you guys were both crushing on him at the same time, and if she knew that, then maybe that's a little shady on her part. Maybe like if y'all are both liking him, y'all both should have just agreed to leave him alone. But that's hindsight. That's the past, neither here nor there. Fact of the matter is, your friend did date him, hence you calling him her ex. So I'ma just say, like, I'm a girl's girl, and I just feel like there's certain lines you don't cross. And so I just feel like dating a friend's ex, your best friend's ex, is a line that you just don't really cross. So there's other fish in the sea, girl. Okay, this one says, moving in with my partner, been together for 2 years. He has 2 kids, I have none. Good idea? Oh, okay, this is probably going to be an unpopular opinion. And let me just preface this by saying that everybody is different, right? So what is good for one person is a disaster for another. Me personally, I don't want anybody with kids, and I definitely don't want to live with nobody else's kids. And let me tell you why, because I have zero patience. I don't have no patience with these dogs. I cannot imagine having a kid, somebody else's kid. Like, I think the only thing that keeps you from not wringing their little necks when they get to acting up is the fact that you love them, right? You gave birth to them. Them is your kids. You love them. There's none of that when you didn't have those kids. So for me personally, I would say it would be a no-go. However, if you already have a good relationship with this man's kids, and I'm gonna assume you do, because y'all have been together for 2 years, so I'm sure that you have some kind of relationship. And if he's a good man, he has made sure that you and his kids have built some kind of relationship before he puts y'all in a scenario where you're living together. I'm sure you have grown a genuine love for those kids, and so I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Blended families can be beautiful, and if you really do have a love for those kids and you feel like it's no problem to have them in the household, I don't think it's a bad idea. I hope that the relationship with the mother is very clear, because you got the kids living in your house now, right? So you're responsible for how they get raised. We can play gender roles and all that all we want to, but we know who really raises them kids. It's a woman. A woman is more nurturing. So you are going to be the matriarch in the household. You may not be the main matriarch in their life, but you're going to be the matriarch in the household. And that's an enormous responsibility. And some women who have kids don't like another matriarch in their children's life. So I would say before you do that, you know, have a clear understanding with the mother, so that way there aren't any hiccups, and that way you can communicate to her what's happening in the household with her children. Now I guess I'm working off the assumption that the kids are going to be living with y'all, because you made it a point to mention that he has 2 kids and you have none, and y'all are moving in together. Now if them kids don't live with him, I don't see nothing wrong with it, for real, for real. Just make sure that it's a priority to have a relationship with those kids outside of just hanging around when he's around, because there may be a time where he has to run to the store, there's an emergency, he has to run to work, something, and you're going to be alone with those kids, and you won't be looking at those kids like, So yeah, I say go for it and trust your judgment. Okay, so here's a non-relationship related one. Somebody said, how do you just take a leap of faith and just go? My opinion on this may be a little unpopular. It depends on how well you have planned. Now, there are some things that we do, and no matter what, they're gonna be scary, right? Like moving to a new city is scary, and starting a new job is scary, and those kind of things are always scary. But I think a way that you kind of get over that is just to make sure that you have everything else that you can possibly have in line. So like if your like leap of faith that you're struggling with is moving to a new city, then make sure that you have everything else in line to set yourself up for success. Make sure you have your job or your career figured out. Make sure you have some money saved. Make sure your living arrangements are concrete and stable. And make sure that you can control the things that you can control. Now, some things we can't control. You know, we can't control our fear that we feel about living in a new space, or, you know, making new friends. Those kind of things, they just kind of have to come naturally. But I think you'll be more comfortable with the things that you can't control when you get in order the things that you can control. But taking a leap of faith is hard. One thing that I had to do moving out here to Texas was take that leap of faith and know that everything was going to be all right. But I made sure to set myself up for success. I made sure that the job I had lined up was going to pay me more than enough money to have a comfortable life. And I weighed out my pros and my cons when it came to staying in the situation that I was in or taking the leap of faith. And when I weighed my options, the leap of faith still seemed like the smarter decision. People say, oh, you know, take a leap of faith. And to some degree, you do have to. I took a leap of faith when I quit my job after getting here and became a full-time influencer. I think you just really have to believe in yourself. You have to kind of psych yourself up. You have to make sure that your support system is strong. I don't know that I would have taken that leap of faith had I not had Nova there to like encourage me and know that if I fail, she's got me. I know some of us don't have anybody that we can say really has us if we fail. So if you don't have anybody who can have you when you fail, make sure you have yourself. Save some money, you know, journal, do things that give you peace of mind. So that way, if you have to take the leap of faith and you don't have a support system, you know you can rely on yourself. But as far as doing it, you just have to take that first step. Everything starts with that very first step, and then speak positively about it. Speak life into your situation. Speak life into this next step. Do positive affirmations. Talk highly about what you're doing. Speak excitedly about the future, and really trick your mind into believing that you think everything is okay. Even if you really don't think that, trick your brain into thinking that everything is going to be fine, and it'll all fall into place. I'm single, but we co-parent, and I'm scared to get married. We've been arguing since January. Let's remember that I'm talking from the outside looking in, because I don't have no children. I do not know what it's like to co-parent. However, I think from what I have seen with the people in my life who have to co-parent, boundaries are essential. So like, it seems to me like maybe you're afraid to move on and get married because you already have a strained relationship with the father of the child. Hence, y'all been arguing since January, and you're afraid that he'll make the situation even more difficult once you move on and possibly get married. That's what I'm gonna assume, and I hope that I'm safely assuming right. You're gonna have to set some firm boundaries, and you're gonna have to, unfortunately, be really, really strict about them. This person seems to me, if you guys have been arguing since January, this person is probably frustrated that they no longer have control over you. It seems to me like when people get like that, when they're co-parenting, when they get to men who make your life difficult, or women who make it hard for you to see your kids, it is because that person is used to having a degree of control over you, and when they're no longer in a relationship with you, they don't have that control over you, so they use the next thing closest to you, which is your kids. I would definitely say that you guys are going to benefit from some counseling. That is going to be essential. And I think that maybe you all should write down what you need to make this co-parenting relationship easier. So try to have a sit down with him and be like, hey, you know, I feel like we can't ever reach any common ground on this. Can we sit down and talk about what we both need in order to co-parent effectively without attacking each other? And then when you speak about what you need, speak about it from the aspect of what you feel. So don't talk about, well, you do this and it really, really frustrates me. Talk about, you know, I need this and I don't think I'm getting it. So for instance, if they're always late to pick up the kids and you think that they do it on purpose because they don't want you to go out and do things, then find a way to say, hey, punctuality is really important to me, and it's really important to me that I be able to depend on you to be punctual when it's important. So if you could in the future, work on making sure that you have arrangements to be present at the time you say you're going to be present. So don't make it like a, well, you're always late to pick up the kids and that's a problem for me. You know, how delivery, people underestimate the power of delivery. Deliver it in a serene, calm space. And another thing is, don't deliver it at a time when that person is trying to express what they're feeling, because it can come off combative. So if you guys have gotten to a space where he's comfortable finally speaking about what's going on with him and what he needs, don't use another opportunity to say, well, you do this and this and that. Delivery is going to be everything. But if you feel like you've gone through all the sit downs with this person, if you guys need to write out what it is that you need and try to match up letters, if you guys can't do any of that, therapy, some counseling is going to be the only real way that you guys get some common ground. And I think it would be really beneficial to have somebody who is neutral to the situation, look at the situation from the outside and see where you guys can find some common ground. Now, as far as being afraid to move on, to get married, girl, fuck him. Like, really though, you can't live your life for another person. And if I'm reading the situation the way I think I'm reading it, you probably have been living your life for that person for a while. Hence why they are acting like they're acting and giving you a hard time now. They want you to not move on. They want to have some kind of control of your life. Don't give it to them. You deserve love. You deserve happiness. And as long as you know that you're doing everything in your power to facilitate a healthy relationship between him and his kid or kids, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it at all. Move on. Enjoy your life. Nobody really wants to have to get legal things involved, but if you have to, you have to. So start documenting those things. Keep a journal and document these arguments and what they were about, and the things that seem to be going wrong with the co-parenting relationship. So that way you can not only talk to a counselor about these things, but if it should ever get to the point where it has to have some legal action, you've got specifics on how to account for what's been happening. Okay, moving on. This is a long one. This guy and I have been dating / talking in a situationship for 13 years, and I desperately need to leave him alone, but I just cannot. Like, we've tried, but we just come back. I know it's easier said than done, but I just need some unbiased advice on how to successfully leave him alone. First of all, there is no room for judgment here. We done all been in some situations, whether it be situationships, relationships, friends with benefit ships, that get out of hand. Now, I personally think getting out of this situation is going to be a test of your will. Are you going to stick to what you know is good for you, or are you going to succumb to your feelings? So yeah, you're gonna have to honestly just buck up, suck it up, and cut this person off cold turkey. You said that you know you need to leave this person alone. And I agree. 13 years is a long time to be dealing with somebody and not be in a relationship with them. And personally, like, I don't know if maybe this is a person that you don't want a relationship with, or this person doesn't want a relationship with you. For whatever reason, you guys just, a relationship is not an option. I think you're wasting your time. And I don't know if y'all believe in soul ties, but I do. And you have built a long-lasting soul tie with this person. And now, all you're doing is carrying that on. And in my opinion, you're probably hindering yourself from finding the next person who you're supposed to be with, because you're still giving your body to this other person who does not value you. You're going to have to cut it off, and you're going to have to cut it off cold turkey, unfortunately. There's not going to be any room, any grounds for friendship, because y'all have already gone too deep. There's too much invested. There's too much history. Our friendship is not going to work at this point. It's going to have to be cold turkey. Just communicate to this person that, look, this is not working for you, and you don't want to continue to do something that's not going anywhere. Don't let them gaslight you into sticking around for their selfish needs. Move on. It's gonna hurt at first. It's gonna suck. You're gonna miss them. You're gonna want to text them. In those moments, you just gotta be stronger than those feelings, and know that you're doing what's best for you, and it won't suck that bad for too long. Time heals a lot. I think you'll get over this person, and you'll be grateful that you did, because you're no longer keeping this bond with somebody who, it's not going anywhere. It's a hindrance. If it's not making you better, it's making you worse. How to leave someone without feeling guilty for choosing you. Whew. Okay, because this is a topic that, when I say, like, it hits close to home, it hits close to home. It's low-key kind of triggering. But I want to talk about it because I have gone through this very recently. Let me just say that it is not going to be easy. It is going to hurt, and you're going to wonder all the time if you did the right thing. So let's start there. But you never go wrong with choosing you. I'm not going to make assumptions about your personality. I'm only going to speak from my experience. I am, or was, a people pleaser through and through. And what that meant for me in relationships is that I gave a whole lot, I took on a whole lot of responsibility, and I never got any reciprocity because I was with the wrong people. I was giving that energy to the wrong person. And when I finally started to choose me, that person felt like I was not choosing them. And then it became a point where I had to decide, because me choosing them ultimately did mean I wasn't choosing me. Now, what I will say to you is you're going to have to get over your fear of being the villain. And to some people, that's not going to make any sense, and they're not even going to remotely understand what that means. But if you're a people pleaser, you probably have a fear of how other people will perceive you, and that they'll perceive you as a bad person, or that you weren't there for them, etc., etc. You're thinking about all the things that they're going to feel when you leave. You know that you leaving is the right thing. You know that leaving is the right thing for you, for your mental health, for your physical health. However, you cannot get over the fact that you would be hurting somebody else. And you are. As much as that is gonna hurt to hear from me, see, I had no problem hurting your feelings. You're gonna hurt him or her or whoever it is. That person is gonna hurt losing you. You are going to have to get over your fear of being the villain. We are all the villain in somebody's story. And sometimes choosing yourself means that you choose to be the villain. And that's okay. Your life is not to please other people. Your life is not to make everybody else's life better. Your life is not to make everybody else's life worth living. Your life is not to make everybody else feel good. Your life is to make you feel good. And sometimes in making you feel good, you hurt other people. But your intention is what is gonna matter. Not to them. Your intention doesn't matter to them, because intent does not determine impact. Even though you don't intend to hurt him or her, it's gonna hurt them. And so your intent's not gonna matter to them. Your intent matters to you. Your intent matters to your karma, to your peace of mind. If you know that your intentions are in the right place and that you're choosing you, you're gonna have to find peace and solace in that alone, because you're gonna be the bad guy. Make peace with that. Once you've made peace with being the bad guy, you can leave. And it's gonna be hard, and you're probably gonna cry, but it's a part of the process. It's a part of healing. And from the way I hear it, if you leaving this person means you're choosing you, then you're already realizing that leaving this person means you're on the path to healing. Go ahead and step on that path. It's a rough one, but it's a beautiful one. All right, y'all, I'm just gonna go ahead and finish off this section of my hair, and then I'm gonna answer one more question. All right, I'm all silky smooth. I'm just gonna take a little bit of this Dark and Lovely Blowout Shine Gloss and Serum Balm and just rub it through my hands and smooth my flyaways and rub it down my ends. So the last question I'm gonna take is, what do you do if your partner doesn't like when you dress sexy, but it's who you are? Or what do you do if your partner has a problem with how you dress because y'all style is different? I don't know if I'm just dramatic, but I will leave. I will keep it high. I will leave. And let me tell you why I will leave. Because you don't match me. We're not equally yoked in that area. You don't need to change who you are. And that person doesn't need to change what they like. You know, if that person wants somebody who is more modest or whatever it is they're looking for and how they feel like their partner should dress, they should have went and found that person. You ain't that person. And if you wanted somebody who could, you know, dress a little better, then you need to find that person too. I am not one, there are certain things that you can change, right? In a relationship, things that need to be changed. If you got a bad attitude, if you got bad habits, whatever, those are things that need to change. And so if you get into a relationship that makes you change those things, that's awesome. I'm not with changing the things that are unique to who you are. If you are a video game nerd and your partner hates video games, play your video games and find somebody who doesn't mind. You know, if you like to dress sexy and your partner doesn't like that, that's a them problem. You keep being who you want to be. Don't change who you are for anybody, because what you'll wind up doing is resenting that person because you're living a life that you didn't sign up for. You didn't sign up to be modest married. And I only have so much passion about this topic because I get so much heat all the time on social media, mainly TikTok, because of how I dress, which personally, I don't even think I dress that sexy, but whatever, in relation to, you know, the fact that I am getting married. But I did good because I found somebody who loves when I dress sexy. She'll look at me and say, girl, you fine as hell. I'll never forget, one day I had on some leggings, some scrunch butt leggings, and my ass looked phenomenal. I mean, chef's kiss in those leggings. And I was looking and I was like, oh, if I was a thotty, I'd take a picture from the back because my ass is looking great. She was like, and you can still take a picture from the back. Like, show that thing off. And I ain't never had somebody who really wanted me to show out like that. Their insecurity always made them want to like cover me, keep me hidden, you know? So I would say find you somebody who matches you. You'll be happier that way. Personally, I don't think how somebody dresses in a relationship should be a conversation, especially if you were dressing that way when you met them. They need to grow up and get over it, or you can find somebody else. That's the ultimatum in my opinion. All right, y'all, so that is all I have for you today. I hope that you enjoyed this quick little video. Remember, these are just my opinions. I want to hear your opinions down below. Just keep them respectful, keep them cute. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you have some different advice for these ladies who ask these questions. Let's get the convo going down below. Also, don't forget to give me a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe so you don't miss my future uploads. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.